In this video, I will show you guys how I use one Speedlite to shoot a car on location. Welcome back to The Breakdown. My name is Miguel Quiles and I am here on location, actually here in a parking garage in New Jersey. And I'm going to show you guys how you could use one Speedlite to light paint a car. Now, this is going to be really fun. I actually have a 2014 Chevy Corvette, which I have called Venom. So I'm going to be photographing my car Venom in this parking garage using one flash and my camera. And so let's go ahead and let's break down exactly what we're going to use to take these photos. On this tripod, I have the Sony a6500, and I'm using a Sony 12 to 24 millimeter f4 lens. Now, the key is that I'm using a wide angle lens because I am shooting on a crop sensor body. If you're shooting on a full frame camera, then you could probably go with something a little different, like a 16 to 35, because that is pretty much the equivalent of what I'm using on this crop sensor camera. Now, I'll talk to you guys in a few moments here about the lights, but what I'm doing is I'm using the live view on the back of this camera to kind of frame my shot and see how this image is going to look. And from this particular angle, actually it looks pretty good, so I think this is what I'm going to go with. I have this sitting on a Benro. It's a Travel Angel carbon fiber tripod. Whatever tripod it is that you have, as long as it's sturdy, you don't touch it, should work great. So we're going to go ahead and get this thing positioned, and I think we've got it. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's talk about how we're going to get this thing started. Now, the first image that I'm actually going to shoot is what I'm going to call my base plate shot. This is going to be shot with the flashes turned off. And what I'm trying to do is to capture the ambient light. I need one frame that captures the ambient light in this area in its totality. So using the live view, as I look at the back of the camera, my settings are going to be f8, 2-second exposure at ISO 100. You want to use the lowest possible ISO and the longest possible shutter speed to expose for your ambient light, being the garage, the background, if you're in a different location, whatever that location might be. So those are the settings that I have now. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take this first shot to have our base plate. And there we go. So we have our shot, 2-second exposure, and it's looking really good. Let's talk about the lighting and the modifier that we're going to be using for these shots. Now, I have a Sony flash, and I'll put the model number on the screen for you, but it's just a single Sony Speedlite. Now, I'm using this Speedlite, however, whatever Speedlite it is that you have, so long as it has a decent amount of power, you should be perfectly fine. So we have this Sony flash, and I actually have it mounted with a Profoto speed ring that's made for Speedlites. And what's really cool is that this modifier that I'm using now is technically one that I would use with one of my Profoto studio lights, except the adapter allows me to put up to 4 flashes. So let's say if I needed to get more power, I could easily put more flashes in there. I'm only going to do one because I want to make it really simple for everybody to follow along. So as far as the light shaping tool, I have a Profoto 1x6 strip bank. Technically, you could use one that's a little bit smaller if you have one available to you. This will help you to really carve out the lighting as you go around and light paint your car. And then it's just on a basic, this is a Kupo light stand, but again, whatever light stand it is that you have should work perfectly fine. So what we're going to go ahead and do is I'm going to bring this light in to start light painting different parts of the vehicle, and I'm actually going to trigger this using the Sony Play Memories app that comes with that camera. Now, if you're shooting Canon or Nikon, some of the newer cameras allow you to have this remote control feature, and it's really great because I could actually just go ahead from here and trigger the camera to take the photo and just walk around and light paint the car. So with that being said, let's go ahead and let's get started. Because I'm only using the one Speedlite, I am having to fire these off at full power. But as each of these photos comes through, I could basically go into my app and zoom in just to make sure that the car is being lit the way I want it to be lit. And if I need to make adjustments, that's fine. I could just bring the lights in closer and take another shot. And this looks pretty good. So I'm just going to go ahead and walk around the car and just start to light paint different parts of the car. Now, you might be wondering, how is this going to work that you're taking a bunch of different photos? And what's going to end up happening is we're going to go into Photoshop and we're going to stack up all of these photos together and only mask in the parts of the car that we want to show. So So we'll keep walking around here. It's very simple. I'm just triggering this using the app. And I'm kind of following the lines of the car. All right, everybody, so there you have it, a really simple way to use one Speedlite to light paint a vehicle. Now, obviously, if you don't have a Corvette to photograph whatever vehicle it is that you have. It's a lot of fun, it takes a little bit of practice, but I think you'll be able to dial it in pretty easy. While you're here, make sure you subscribe to Adorama TV. They have a lot of great content here, dropping almost every single day, as well as the Adorama Learning Center, where you can read more about photography and videography and all sorts of great topics. Thank you so much for watching the breakdown, and I will see you all in the next episode. Bye, everybody.